Serious. What are signs of emotional abuse in a long-distance relationship? That you felt the need to ask this question. I was gonna say, it's emotional abuse when they try to make you feel guilty, conflicted, consistently wrong, and not living up to their expectations. When they flirt with other people, or sext, or do similar things and then justify it by saying it was because of long distance. They say it doesn't count as cheating, and that you're overreacting. It is okay if you both agreed that this works in your relationship. But I'm talking about exclusive monogamous relationships. Other signs include pressurizing you to meet even though you are unable to for valid reasons. Getting upset if you're having a good time with your friends and family. Being passive-aggressive and not communicating about anything but expecting you to read their mind. Holding you to a much higher standard than they hold themselves to, and so on. This is so dumb to say now. Edit. Because I know better and would not tolerate this kind of behavior now. But thank you for that first part. And honestly for everything else you said. I inherently knew it was not okay for a former boyfriend to do that. But the way he rationalized it made me think I was being controlling. Then when I couldn't take it anymore and lashed out on them, they accused me of being the manipulative, toxic one. When they make you feel guilty for not physically being with them, by making you jealous or by constantly bringing it up. 2. When they constantly make you sacrifice your time, give up your plans to talk to them, especially if you're both on different time zones. When they go offline and completely ignore you for a while because of something harmless you said. When they pressure you to send sexual texts even if you aren't comfortable with that. Yet, when they gaslight you and insist you said things that you never said. When they insult or berate or lie to you. When they insult or hurt you, but somehow twist it and insist they are the victim. When they are overly jealous or controlling or try to separate you from your friends. Not abusive per se, but red flag material. When it is always about them and they don't really care about you. When you constantly doubt yourself, backhanded compliments, or telling you that they are as good as a partner as you could ever hope to get. Stories like my ex said I was abusive and spread lies about me because she's totally crazy. Sometimes the ex is crazy. Sometimes there was actually lots of abuse going on. When the whole relationship revolves around them seeking a validation or entertainment. Edit. Mobile. Sorry for formatting. She'd always jokingly demand me to send her pics and videos of myself and would rarely show me anything of her. I assumed she would return the favor and I would ask and she wouldn't. But it was expected of me to consistently send her nudes. All of this is just so crazy because she has me question if I am the problem. She had a way of getting into my head and twisting everything around. No, she's the problem. You need to get out of there. Making you use a location tracking app, and being forced to have the location functionality on at all times so they can see where you are at all times. Then accusing you of cheating or doing something behind their back if you turn it off. If you feel like you're in the right, but you're not able to rationally compromise, you might be getting abused. Every time she does or says something to hurt my feelings and I speak up about it, I am wrong, and I'm the toxic one. Every single time. And when I point something out, I receive treatment that instantly makes me regret saying anything. And it only gets worse from here. Speaking from experience, when I try to end it I'm overreacting and throwing things on her, and I must have kept everything bottled up to throw such a thing at her. No, I've tried to calmly communicate and it gets me nowhere. I kindly told her she needed therapy and that was a big mistake. Lol. Also, she threatened that if I continued to bring up issues that I had with her rude behavior, she would block me and never speak to me. She's also very proud of the fact that she has mommy and daddy issues. It's brought up in almost every conversation. She's gaslighting you, bro. Everything will always be on her terms. She will always be right and always have her way. You need a teammate, not a one-woman team, monsieur. You, the Wiz 187 is right. Op. It might be tough to see red flags when you're wearing rose-colored glasses. But you are most definitely being emotionally manipulated. Threatening to block you might be the best thing she could do for you. So I'd say take the initiative and block her yourself. You will be better off without such toxicity in your life. Asterisk asterisk, this is abuse. Please get out. Asterisk asterisk. Also, I know this is a cliche on Reddit, but this really is a super big location flag, location flag, location flag, location flag, location flag. Till I've been dealing with emotional abuse in my LDR/LMAO. Early signs of abuse in my queer experience is that they start playful arguments, often insist that taking the piss out of you is just their type of humor even though they don't laugh when you try and return the favor. Rely on brutal honesty that targets your weak points but expect you to be courteous of their weak points because they have it worse. When they feel like shit, they try and treat you like a therapist while either ignoring you when you feel like shit or constantly coming up with excuses like, sorry, I was damn busy, or I just don't know what to say, or they only ever say shit like oof, or yikes, or that sucks, and yell at you for doing the same. And finally, they usually have firm guidelines for you to follow or hard opinions on expectations for their relationship. I'll only date you if, when you propose, you better, etc. On that last note, they also tend to decide things in the future early on, saying, when we're married, when we live together, when we have kids, you're gonna wear this. Imagine you and X, etc. Usually without consulting you, and they normally don't handle deviations from their plan or changes very well. Dude, she literally has the rudest humor and would say mean things to me at times and then say, you know I wouldn't say something to hurt you. She literally called me poor at one time, and when I got upset she responded with, oh my fucking god, and proceeded to bitch me out like I was wrong, knowing that I had applied for food assistance and rental assistance. She thinks it's funny that I struggle to make ends meet. You feel exploited, or threats of suicide, or trying to distance you from any other friends you may have when you want to do something but you're too scared of their reaction to do it. Op. If you need to talk, the DMs are open. Ultimatums. Repeatedly being given the silent treatment, being unreachable, and switching off their phone frequently. If there's a conflict, it helps to cool off for a bit, but cutting off communication to torture the other person is just bad. They frame your everyday plans through the lens of how it makes them feel. Like, don't go to that party, I just worry about you so much when you go out, and it just makes me worry all night about your safety because men are so dangerous. Just don't go. Bullshit like that. Every problem they had was my problem, monsieur. A problem I had was mine and mine only. Leaving on read and ghosting for a while when they didn't get their way. Getting super mad if after responding to them, you left your phone for more than 10 minutes. Complaining about not making effort monetarily to meet up when you have no job and are practically in debt. Threatening with suicide and breaking off the relationship over any little mistake. Expecting me to post my face on social media more often, which I never have liked or done much, and being pissed off about it. Then the basic abusive things, such as calling names and when confronted about it playing the victim. Being overly involved in my business. Those were some things I encountered. When they ghost you without warning. My ex suddenly stopped replying to me for 6 months, and I eventually found out she was cheating on me. In retrospect, I should have dropped her at the 3rd month, but I was young and dumb and kept justifying it as being busy with school, holding the relationship hostage, threatening to break up with you over dumb shit. The silent treatment, guilt trips, same as any relationship really. It's just over the phone or text or Skype. Emotional abuse will be the same if you are distant or close. In general, I think most long-distance relationships are doomed from the beginning. When one party is made to feel guilty because they have a social life, it's already on a slippery slope. Human interaction is core to any relationship, and as they aren't getting it from the person they will get it elsewhere. Lack of compromise about anything. When you make friends or want to develop connections outside of them, like joining a rec sport team or going out to eat with some new pals, you're so becomes angry or inconsolable that you're not spending every possible moment with the monsieur. Watched my friend, now partner, in that kind of relationship several years ago. She would constantly belittle him and blow up his phone whenever he'd make new friends or come play D&D with us. He'd have to leave in the middle of things to take her calls and get yelled at for not prioritizing her, when he really just wanted to spend a few hours once a week making friends. Needless to say, he's much happier without her making him feel bad for knowing people who aren't her. Gaslighting. Move here or I'm ending it. Constant hounding when you don't respond to a text or a video request fast enough. Not respecting that you sometimes have obligations to family and friends. Demanding video sex or sexual messages, pictures. The fact that you're asking this question. I could go on. I just thought of another one. Over-possessive. You get on video chat. They immediately ask why you're wearing certain clothes or makeup. Who are you trying to impress? Am I not good enough? Etc. etc. Get out while you can. Story time. So, I was in a long-distance relationship with someone. Let's call him John. John was extremely emotionally manipulative, which I didn't realize at first. He used to date my friend, but she broke up with him because she realized that she wasn't ready for a relationship. After that, me and him stayed friends for months before he finally confessed feelings for me, and I decided to give him a chance since I kinda had feelings for him too. We dated for several months, but over time he got more and more distant, and didn't put almost any effort into the relationship. I kept trying to get him to open up to me more. It all eventually came to a head when I confronted him about the fact that he wasn't putting any effort into a one-sided relationship. I told him I would leave him if he didn't change things. He agreed to change. We dated for a few more months and it continued to happen. I snapped and told him I was done, and that I wasn't going to continue putting effort into something that was clearly one-sided. He threatened to kill himself if I left. I got scared and stayed with him maybe 2 more months. I talked to my best friend and she helped me get to the point where I knew it was best to leave. I gathered up the courage and broke up with him, blocking him on every social media platform and blocking his number. Never heard from him again. But last I heard from a mutual friend, he hasn't straightened up at all and is smoking weed and doing drugs more than ever. Feeling sorry for himself. John, if you're reading this, fuck you and your manipulation. I'm glad I left you and didn't subject myself to more of your bullshit. Constant attention needed and false accusations. When you have to convince yourself that they love you and care for you. If they haven't replied to your message and it has been over a week, try using WhatsApp so you can see if they've left you on read. If you are kind and caring but they don't act the same. If you know anyone else in touch with them that they've been talking to but they haven't spoken to you. If you tell them you are sad and they don't do anything. If they say that something you are hurt about doesn't matter. If you try to be serious and they ignore it. If you feel they don't love you anymore. And last of all, even if it isn't emotional abuse. If you feel like you no longer love them, then you should leave anyway. But be kind. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.